Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we've got something super exciting to discuss, the world of literature and fiction. I'm here with Jordan, and we're going to dive into how literature not only tells stories, but also shapes the way we see the world. We're talking about classics, modern novels, and why fiction matters so much. So grab a cup of tea and let's get into it. Hey, Jordan, I've been thinking a lot about how literature really shapes our understanding of the world. I mean, I read a lot of novels, but I never really stopped to consider what literature does for us. What's your take on it?
That's an interesting question. I think literature offers us more than just entertainment. It allows us to explore different perspectives, whether it's through historical fiction, fantasy, or even contemporary novels. It's like getting to live in someone else's shoes for a while.
That's true, and I guess fiction isn't just about escapism, right? It can be a way of grappling with real-world issues too. Like, think about George Orwell's 1984. He wasn't just telling a dystopian story, he was commenting on politics and society. It's so much deeper than a surface-level plot.
Exactly. That's the beauty of fiction. It's not just about the characters or the plot, it's about the ideas behind the story. Orwell used 1984 to critique totalitarianism, surveillance, and the power of language. It's incredible how fiction can engage with complex themes in such a compelling way.
Right, and it's funny how certain novels that were considered controversial in their time are now seen as timeless classics. Like The Catcher in the Rye, when it was first published, it was banned in several places. But now it's one of those books that almost everyone reads in high school.
It's all about context, isn't it? When you look at the time period in which these works were written, it makes sense why they were seen as radical or controversial. But literature has a way of transcending its era. I think that's why people still read Shakespeare or Jane Austen. Those themes of love, power, identity, and social structure are universal.
True, even if the setting is hundreds of years ago, the core emotions and struggles are the same. You can relate to Hamlet's internal conflict or Elizabeth Bennet's desire for independence. It's like literature captures the human experience across time.
That's exactly why I think fiction is such a valuable tool for learning. You get this glimpse into different times, places, and cultures without leaving your seat. It's like a window to the world. And it doesn't just teach you about history, it teaches you empathy. You start to understand people whose experiences are so different from your own.
I love that you mentioned empathy. I think that's what makes fiction so powerful. It allows you to see the world through the eyes of people who may be completely different from you. One book that did that for me was To Kill a Mockingbird. Atticus Finch's moral compass and his dedication to justice, despite the challenges, really made me reflect on my own beliefs.
Oh, definitely. To Kill a Mockingbird is a prime example of how fiction tackles tough, real-world issues. It's not just about racial injustice, but also about the loss of innocence, the complexities of human nature, and how we respond to morality in a flawed world. That book leaves you thinking long after you finish it.
That's the power of great literature, right? It sticks with you, and you keep revisiting the ideas long after you've put the book down. And when you read it again, you might see it in a whole new light, depending on where you are in your life.
Yes. That's what makes it so rich. Literature evolves with you. It's not a static thing, it's a living conversation between the reader and the text. That's why people can interpret a book in so many different ways, depending on their own experiences or worldview.
I couldn't agree more. Literature isn't just something we read, it's something we experience. And that's what keeps it relevant across generations.
Exactly. Whether it's a book that challenges our ideas or one that makes us dream, fiction has the power to open our minds and hearts. It's one of the best ways we can understand the complexity of life.
Well, looks like we both agree that literature is way more than just stories. It's a way to connect with the world and with ourselves.
Couldn't have put it better myself. Now I'm thinking I need to reread 1984 and Mockingbird again. They never get old.
That was such a fun conversation, Jordan. Thanks for diving into the world of literature with me. We've covered everything from 1984 to To Kill a Mockingbird, and really, I think we've just scratched the surface.
Absolutely. I think we could talk about books and their impact on society for hours. Let us know in the comments, what's your favorite book and how has it shaped your perspective on the world?
Yeah, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the discussion and subscribe for more bookish content. See you next time.